What if you woke up tomorrow and an entire school bus, filled with 26 children, had simply vanished into thin air? Not just the children, but the bus itself. This isn't a plot from a movie. This is the unbelievable true story of the Chowchilla Kidnapping. In the quiet summer of 1976, in a small California town, school bus driver Ed Ray was finishing his route. He had 26 children on board, aged 5 to 14. The sun was setting, the kids were tired, and everyone was ready to go home. Suddenly, a white van blocked the road. 3 masked figures emerged, their intentions terrifyingly unclear. They commandeered the bus, driving it into a secluded drainage ditch. The children and Ed Ray were then transferred into 2 dark, windowless vans. For hours, they drove in complete darkness, with no idea where they were going or what was happening. Their horrifying journey ended when they were forced out of the vans and led down a ladder into a buried moving truck. It was a makeshift underground prison, a tomb. They were trapped, buried alive. With only a few mattresses, some water, and a small amount of food, panic started to set in. The air was hot and stale. The younger children cried, terrified of the darkness. Above them, they could hear the sound of dirt being shoveled, sealing their fate. The kidnappers had vanished, leaving them to their grim predicament. But they underestimated the spirit of their captives. Ed Ray, the driver, and some of the older boys like Michael Marshall refused to give up. They were not going to wait for a rescue that might never come. They knew their air supply was limited. Their time was running out. Working together in the suffocating darkness, they started to stack the mattresses. They were trying to create a makeshift platform to reach the steel plate on the roof of the truck. The kidnappers had placed heavy industrial batteries on top to weigh it down. It was a monumental task. The heat was unbearable, and their strength was fading. But with Ed's encouragement, they kept pushing. Michael Marshall, a 14-year-old, wedged a piece of wood into the opening they managed to create, pushing with all his might. Inch by inch, they moved the heavy plate. After hours of relentless effort, a small sliver of light broke through. It was their first glimpse of hope. They had broken through to the surface. One by one, they climbed out of their underground prison, emerging from the ground like ghosts. They had been buried for 16 long hours. They were free. But who would do such a thing, and why? The investigation immediately launched into one of the largest in California's history. The abandoned school bus provided the first clue. Investigators found it partially hidden in the ditch where it was left. The buried moving truck was soon discovered at a quarry owned by the father of a man named Frederick Woods. This was the breakthrough they needed. It turned out Fred Woods, along with 2 brothers, James and Richard Schoenfeld, all from wealthy local families, had planned the entire operation. Their motive wasn't malice, but money. They were inspired by a movie and believed they could demand a $5 million ransom. Their plan was elaborate, but it fell apart when the sheer number of victims overwhelmed the town's phone lines, preventing them from making their ransom call. The 3 were soon arrested, tried, and found guilty. They had planned what they thought was the perfect crime, but they failed to account for the courage and resilience of a bus driver and a group of children who refused to become victims. This case is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, human determination can shine through. The Chowchilla Kidnapping is a story of survival against all odds. If you believe in the power of the human spirit to overcome anything, comment with the word hero. Let's keep exploring these incredible case files together. Like this video and subscribe to uncover the next clue and learn more from these astonishing true stories.